Ladies and gentlemen, I don't really play puzzle games. It's not that I don't enjoy a good puzzle from time to time, but gaming is usually the space where I try to relax and unwind after a long day of work, so games that make me use my brain a lot usually result in me uninstalling them. I took a goddamn English degree in college. Do you think I have the faculties for Factorio? Well, at least that's what I thought, until I was scrolling Steam one day and came across a name I hadn't heard of in a long time. Baba Is You. This game was a surprise indie hit around half a decade ago, but I just never took the time to try it out. And frankly, I don't know why. The very concept of being able to change and manipulate the game's very logic was appealing to me, and I could imagine all of the different sorts of weird, unorthodox, and out-of-the-box puzzles that can come with that concept. The best games, in my opinion, are the ones that can fire up my imagination like a little kid with a Lego set, and this game fit the bill perfectly. So, against all of my prior judgment, I took the plunge. This is Baba Is You. Baba Is You was created by solo indie dev Hempuli while he was still a student at the University of Helsinki. After receiving the top prize at the 2017 Nordic Game Jam, the game was eventually fleshed out and released in 2019 on PC and Switch, with the mobile versions following 2 years later. The funniest thing I found out while browsing the Wikipedia page is that the game was made in Click Team Fusion, the same engine as I Wanna Be the Guy, Spark the Electric Jester, and Trap Adventure 2. 3 platformers that are popular for 3 vastly different reasons. It's just as well because this engine is neither that powerful nor that prevalent. It's honestly a miracle that Baba Is You became the most popular game ever made in Click Team Fusion. But let's get into it. The game opens with a cool animation with all the objects going wall, popping in like Baba and wall and flag, and then the U pops in like and there you are. Or rather, there you is. Who is you? Baba is you. Rock is push. Baba push rock. Flag is win. Baba touch flag is win. Feels good, don't it? Now to stage 1. We see wall is stop. But what if wall didn't stop? Then flag is win. You always have to find the way to the flag, right? Let's go on to stage 2. Oh, we are not Baba, but we are wall. Wall can move, but flag does not win. What do? We make flag not stop anymore, and then we make it win. Presto. These levels teach you that words form small sentences that make up the rules, that you can change those rules to solve puzzles, and that anything can turn into anything else. A rock-solid foundation for a puzzle game. And it seems the developer agrees, because he made 481 levels total, with 231 in the base game, 88 in the museum, and 162 from the New Adventures update. That number doesn't sound so bad when you consider I just beat 3 levels in approximately a minute, but you'll see. You will see. After the 7-level prologue, Chapter 1 is unlocked. Now here's where it starts getting a bit freaky. You know how Baba is you, right? Well, in this level, you need to get outside. Wall is stop, so you can't cross it. Baba is you cannot be accessed. So what do? Well, yeah, 2 things can have 1 property, and 1 thing can have 2 properties. This game thrives off moments like this. You know that feeling of solving a puzzle and every single piece ends up where it should after struggling for a long time? It's called the Eureka effect. No, not that one. And it makes it feel so satisfying to pull off things that seemed absolutely impossible just a minute before. Because of how Baba Is You works, you're almost always 1 or 2 moves away from the solution, and yet those moves can feel so ludicrous that if and when you come up with it, you either feel like a genius or an absolute fool. For example, this level Lake 7. Key is you now, don't question it, and you have a key. The key should open the door. but you can't get it out. It's Sokoban rules, so you can't pull it or anything, not yet, and the only thing you can do is push it down. I tried every combination I could think of, pushing the door out, becoming the door, becoming the hedge, but finally, after half an hour, the key was both open and shut at the same time, so it just vanished. Folks, this is a light version of a eureka moment. I call it an moment, where you feel kinda disrespected by a puzzle in a way. I don't know whether it's a positive emotion. It's like when you're playing chess and the other guy does an early queen attack. You're like, oh, so it's that kind of game. And you try to clown on him, but you also have to be careful not to blunder so you don't look like a fucking idiot. Those moments make me like chess a bit less, and this game a little bit less as well. I timed myself getting through chapter 1. It took 20 minutes to have enough requirements to pass, and 44 minutes to beat every level. Remember these numbers, they'll be important later. Rose is red, violet is blue, flag is win, Baba is you. Words to live by right there. You know what the funny thing is though? I couldn't beat this level. I tried, I really did, but nothing came of it. I don't even know if it has a solution. If it does, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Hi, this is Editing Carbine. I beat it. Fucking child's play. Anyway, chapter 2 introduces you to a lot of new stuff. There are new words like float and sink that interact with one another, and plenty of things moving that are not Baba. And with this, I'll mention this game's genuinely excellent quality of life features. It's got like 20 languages supported out of the box, but no, unfortunately it doesn't affect the language of the in-game words. Imagine how cool that would be though, like Baba la toi, Baba la tang, something like that. You can also rewind at the press of a button infinitely. Did you make one mistake, 10 mistakes, or did everything wrong? Just rewind, no questions asked. You can also pause yourself. Now what does that mean? Well, in certain stages, there are robots that move independently of Baba via this move command, and they move in turns along with Baba. Sometimes you need the correct timing to push that robot out or get him into something, or you just don't want to run around like this waiting for it to happen, so you can just press the wait button. It's an excellent feature. Unfortunately, chapter 2 is also where the difficulty rises massively. This level sucked so bad. The point here is that you have 3 objects, and one of them have to be win so Baba can touch it. The water can be destroyed by going into it, but you will also die. There's only one is word on the whole board, so you can't be 2 types of objects at the same time. Bro, I must have tried every configuration under the sun. I was shuffling harder than card dealers at pretentious casinos, and I was doing it for a solid hour. Multiple breaks were taken, and it still did not come out of me. This was the first moment where I actually had to cheat, and I just had to get it done out of spite. And what was the solution? Ooh, this pissed me off greatly. There was a bonus level that referenced this layout too, and I was not having that shit. I'm not proud of my performance on this one. This chapter evoked some feelings I hadn't felt since middle school, being absolutely dumbfounded in front of math homework. I couldn't even finish all the levels. I quit while I was ahead for the sake of my own sanity. More mechanics are introduced in this chapter, like the word has, which means you can store things inside of other things when they get destroyed. One of my favorite levels has this gimmick, where you have to cross the water. Now check this out. I call it the bolt action. It's so satisfying, and I really wish it showed up more often. This chapter was actually pretty normal, all things considered. Of course, I didn't beat all the levels, but that was simply a bit to make me not rage quit the whole game. The next one though, oh boy. The first gimmick of chapter 4 is teleportation, which is awesome. And the second one is pull, which is horrible. You ever played a Sokoban box pushing game and went, man, I really wish I could just pull the boxes instead of doing this shit? Well, now you can, except it's absolutely dog shit. When there's a pull property on something and you move towards it, you will pull that thing and cannot let go unless you move perpendicularly. This sucks. It is very obvious how unintuitive and frustrating this feels compared to pushing. There's a level where you have to maneuver these boxes around by pulling, but the flag can also be pulled, so more often than not you end up just... It just goes to show that you shouldn't always get what you wish for. Teleportation, on the other hand, works great. Basically, anything that sits on an object indicated as tele will be zapped to the other spot every single turn. This actually has the chance of making highly enjoyable puzzles, but the dev used it to make one of the most brutal, frustrating puzzles I've ever seen. The main gist of this level is to get these words to the other side of this big wall of rocks, which are deadly to Baba. You're meant, at least I thought, to somehow use this love to move all the rocks out of the way and make a clear path. But the problem is, every single turn, the rocks come back. For me, this was one of the most frustrating puzzles in the game. It deceives you with the illusion of progress and guise of simplicity, lulling you into its trap of intellectual ego death. In other words, it's hard. After an hour, I had basically no choice but to look up the answer, and oh my fucking god, you didn't have to use the rocks at all. The solution was teleporting the word push over to the other side and then pushing the love heart for every turn that push gets zapped back so as to still make the sentence love is push. Move, wait, move, wait, move, wait, move, wait, move, wait. Moving more weight than fucking crack dealers. God damn it! You know, after that level, I felt like every minute I kept playing was a bonus. I was far out of my depth on this occasion, and I understood that completely. But the hits just kept coming. Conveyor belts are the newest hit of the summer, and along with them are more genuinely infuriating puzzles. Forest 10 though, this tipped it over the line. As you can see, we need to have 3 things. Baba, a key, and something else. The key opens the door, and one other thing will clear the water in order for Baba to reach the flag. However, you might have noticed that there are 2 things. Baba and rock. 1 and 2. It's not like that other level where you had 3 objects and all you needed was to convert them into the same type. No. And, predictably, another hour was spent dwelling over this level, but I didn't even feel like I was close to any progress at any point. So, for the final time, please look at this. Just to understand how insane this is, this mechanic was never taught to me in any instance, and there is literally no precedent to be able to spawn 2 objects from 1 object ever. Both of these sentences have to be active on the exact same frame for this to occur, so this configuration, which the player has seen operating hundreds and hundreds of times, behaves differently just this once, if and only if the right conditions are met. Fuck you! This is the Principal Skinner meme of, am I just bad? No, it is the game that is wrong. But it's actually true. When I looked up the answer, it was like my soul was removed from my body. This is the absolute pinnacle of an O moment. It felt like the puzzle spat into my face and kicked me in my aether dimension. There was a real sense of betrayal there. And that was the signal that it was time for me to stop. I am not built for this game, and I am fine with that. And so, in conclusion, how do I feel about Baba Is You? Well, first off, this game has a great concept, great graphics, great music, which I forgot to mention was also made by Hempuli, and great execution. The 30 or so puzzles I was able to solve was some of the smartest I'd felt in a long time. However, the difficulty spikes are very real and can be absolutely brutal, with a ton of levels that I deem to be nearly impossible without the use of hints, or maybe 3 hours just to spend on one puzzle. I don't believe it is possible to play Baba Is You and feel relaxed after a long day. It's like solving complex math for fun. And just like math, it's really cool when you show me how it's done, but I really don't like it when you tell me to do it myself. So, thank you all for watching if you stuck around this far, and I'll see you next time. Peace.